I am live. So thank you guys for tuning in to The Truth Be Told with myself, Tbeyb. It is Tuesday, 6 o'clock. Hi to everybody. KUAW Radio, that's knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. If you have a business or an event that you would like sponsored here on KUAW, make sure to email us at kuaw985@gmail.com. We are live 24/7 via our website, www.kuaw.org. If you're watching or if you're listening to me over the air, tune in, Periscope, wherever you get your listening pleasure from, and you'd like to watch me live, hop over to our Facebook page, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff to our pages, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, KUAW Radio, across the board. We are a listener-sponsored station, so we appreciate all the love donations that you guys may bless us with via any of those avenues. So we appreciate that. Hi to my Instagram Live as well. You guys can make sure you follow me on my social medias as well. That's Tbeyb, Tbeyb, across the whole board. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever I'm there. Okay, so I've been waiting to get here. I had seen this video that I want to play for you guys. And I want you to be able to hear the audio and everything of what these ladies were talking about. And then we're going to kind of just break it down. We're going to get into it because it's a lot to compact, and it's just a lot. So hold on. Here we go.
When it becomes to becoming a wife.
Keeping it 100,
yes,
there's not enough eligible Black males who fit the needs of Black women. By the time you dissect the demographics of finances, sexual orientation, what you end up drilling down into, because Black women tend to want to marry Black men.
Right.
So Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
Right.
And it's also shown in research that women want to marry on their same level of financial and educational status.
Yeah.
So if you're a Black woman making $150,000 a year with a master's degree, you tend to want to marry a Black man on that same level or higher. If Black women are excelling at such an accelerated rate, how do men keep up with that?
What do you think the
y'all, this is a good one. So y'all if y'all in the comments, let me turn this back down. If y'all in the comments, as we talking about it, I'm read your comments. I can see them across the screen. So so let's just get into this. So main thing, this is, they're saying, women don't want to get married, or when women get, okay, let me read this as well. So when I hear women say, this was the caption that was with this video. When I hear women say that I always wonder if they add in the social factors that put our culture in this situation. So one, let's clear up what this situation is. The situation is that, our people know that we have been systematically oppressed across several different areas of life. Whether it be financially, educational, the judicial system, housing system, banking system, like any system you can think of, they have tried to find a way to oppress our people with it in some shape or form. So when you think about this, you understand that there are factors that fall into why you may feel like a man, I don't know, you have your bag. I didn't. They may circle. I lost my train of thought. I seen a comment. I was like, okay. So take in the factors that have caused this situation to have, and to see whether for you to say, you want a man that is on your level. And then I don't even want to say on your level, but financially yoked, educationally yoked, et cetera, et cetera. So for one, corporations in America are subject to hiring minorities and women. But when they hire a melanated woman, they strategically get both with no need to hiring the melanated man. So boom, let's break this down. So we make sure that we understand this. We do know that, you know, jobs and corporations, if you're out here and you want to work for someone else, you want to work a job 9 to 5, if you believe in the American dream, let's say that. If you believe in the American dream, we know what the American dream is. Go to school, get your education, get a good job, work 65 years, retire. Had they raised the retirement age yet? I don't know, because they be raising it, you know what I'm saying? But so yeah, boom, retired. And that's it, right? That's the American dream. So if we buy into this rat race, and we thinking about 9 to 5, going out here, going to school, getting a good job, things like that. But we know that we deal with oppression, systematic oppression, especially when it comes to hiring process. They have to pass a bill to say that we can wear our hair how we want to wear our hair. When they have to pass a law to tell you how you can wear your hair, so companies cannot reason, oh, we had a better qualified candidate. You know what I'm saying? Lying. But you know they minorities. So when woman and minority melanated people, what they need to hire a man for. It's harder for a man the same melanated. We're talking about melanated. So they can have the same qualifications and walk into the interview, and the woman will probably get the job before the man. It's just how it works. The Europeans see our men, especially, as threats. They see them as threats. I don't care what man it is, who you might think is just a crackhead on the street, whatever. They are threatened. You hear police all the time. I felt threatened. Why? Because of my skin? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they feel threatened off top. So boom, so you already know that's also another thing there. So men are less likely to get hired in these jobs than a woman would be if they were up for the same position. Now, financially speaking, their system cultivates our women to financial levels and positions that the average melanated man can't normally match, because the job opportunities just aren't the same unless they create their job and become the boss. Then when they boss up, women outnumber us. This is a man that wrote this. So women outnumber us 20 to 1 and aren't willing to share. I don't know. Can I see my comments on here? I don't know who's on here. I can't see it. Ain't no comments. Y'all got a comment. Let me see if y'all on here, because I got so much. I was excited about this, baby. So boom. So let's break this down, okay? Financially speaking, the system catapults our women to financial levels and positions that the average melanated man can't normally match. Now that I do not agree with, because I would say in a sense, because women can probably get jobs, you know, faster or better, higher paying jobs than a melanated man will get. That's what we just talked about, right? But now when I say, yeah, so they say they can't match it. And then, you know, they can become their own boss and create your own job. Everybody is not meant for entrepreneurship. Let me just say that entrepreneurship is not for everyone. You have to have a real strong mind. You have to have a real strong, you know, just determination and ambition. Like, it takes a lot of determination and ambition to become entrepreneur. There's a lot of ups and downs. It is a roller coaster that you have to be able mentally, you have to be strong and have enough courage to even be able to fathom that lifestyle. And I'm not going to say that it's out there and it's easy, anybody could just create a job, because you can't. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone is meant to be entrepreneurs, because if there were, then we wouldn't have nobody to go to work for these other jobs. You know what I'm saying? So entrepreneurship is not for everyone. So boom, they missing that right there. And then, okay, now when this subject, now I have heard several times that they say women outnumber men, which I don't know how they figure this. I don't know where this number statistic comes from. I don't know what it's based off of, if it's based off of birth or you know what, I don't know. Like, I don't know what it's based off of. And we can say that, but honestly, I feel like, especially when it comes to our men, they are being killed at an alarmingly high rate. If it's not by each other, you still have the police officers, you still have, like, you know, it might balance out. I don't know. I don't believe in the notion that women outnumber men 20-1. You know what I'm saying? That just sounds so large, you know? And so they feel like men should be able to be in these polyamorous relationships because there's so many women and you can't just please every woman. You know, the woman can't have a man if it's not enough men, right? So I should be able to have 3 or 4. In a sense, I guess that's what they're thinking or whatever. I don't know. You would have to talk to somebody in a poly relationship to even understand that type of thinking or anything like that. Me personally, I mean, never mind. We're not gonna go into that. That's a totally different subject. So then he said, so here, my question is, what are men and women going to do to fix this shortage of eligible melanated men that don't financially, physically, or spiritually match their essence? Are you going to build our own or keep uplifting the oppressor system who has you building his dreams for him? Okay, so these are a lot of questions, but then one, he said that men that are financially matched, and it says, are we going to build you don't do this, or you know what I'm saying? I need a man that's gonna, you know, had a table already set when I get there. You know how a lot of women think they got this, like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know what to call it, but a lot of women have it these days. You hear it in the music, you hear it in the TV programs, you see it on TV. It's really like programming our minds these days or whatever for women to think that, you know, a man's supposed to have it all, and women not really being down enough to be in the trenches with a man to actually help him get to the point of where you can, I guess, say that you would be, I don't want to use the word equally yoked, but match, because I mean, we throw this equally yoked out of there, especially people that are really into the Bible, like, right? We got to be equally yoked. It's so easy for you know what I'm saying? And most people automatically make that to educational wise, financially, you know, yoked or anything like that. But when the Bible speaks of being equally yoked, it is talking about your spirit. You know what I'm saying? But he did in his post say spiritually. Now, I will say this, and I tell y'all this all the time. Matter of fact, let me go on ahead and find it because I got it in my phone. I was looking it up for it because I know I was speaking on it last week and I couldn't find it. But I had seen another one when we were talking about like the Indian proverb or whatever. So it says, Matt, it says a woman's highest calling. This is a new thing that I found. So it goes into that, but it also has some extra things in there as well, right? So it says a woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul, so as to unite him with the source. Her lowest calling is to seduce, separate a man from his soul and leave him aimlessly wandering, right? Now, let's just break down the first part of this, right? Because we talk about this being eligible for each other in marriage and things like that or whatever, but to be eligible to be married and to be complete, like, to me, it's the yin and the yang. You are a complete portion on your own, but you have to do the work. You have to do the work on your own. You have to come into it. I'm not going into a situation. Yes, I want to be a situation where we help each other grow. We help each other elevate and things like that. but as well as I should be at a certain point myself. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain level that you should be at yourself before you start looking at or reach or depending on or wanting someone else to do something for you. You know what I'm saying? Or someone else to give you something that for some reason you can't seem to find on your own, or that you can't get yourself, or you can't get yourself to, right? So it's like we our expectations are way off sometimes. So anyway, so it says a woman's highest calling is to lead a man to his soul, as to unite him with the source. Well, here's the first problem with that statement. You have so many women out here that's not united with the source themselves. So how can you unite your man to the source? How could you fulfill your highest calling if you haven't even done that for yourself? And you know that there's a lot of women out here that has not done that for themselves, even though we're not speaking of, I'm speaking in general, because it's like, what are we going to do to fix this problem? But this problem has so many different layers to it. It's like an onion. You know what I'm saying? It has so many different layers to it because there's so many different factors that go into why there's not eligible melanated man for the melanated woman. Accelerated melanated woman, because we are accelerated. We doing the dang thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we own it. You know what I'm saying? So we are very accelerated, you know? And it's growing, it's getting better, you know, but even wealth wise, right? So being not understood the soul, and seduce him and separate a man and leave him aimlessly wandering. So you got a lot of women that's out here doing that today. When you think about the rest, that's what I was saying. So you know that they're not united or connected to that source and able to unite someone else to the source because they're not connected to the source themselves. You know that they're not connected to the source themselves by the way that they carry themselves, right? See, you can tell what a woman's mindset is by the way she carries herself, because the way she carries herself now is who she is. That's how she's going to carry herself. Is she out here halfway naked on the gram all the time, twerking, busting it open, wide open for everybody to see? Does she speak real sexually all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all different type of factors that men should be looking at, but for some reason, these are the women that the men are attracted to. So when you have, for instance, a woman like me, you know what I'm saying? I have a lot of respect for myself. I carry myself very well. I'm very well educated. I'm not going to say very well financially, but I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm continuing to grow. If you need your credit fixed, holler at me. Not shameless plug. But anyway, but it's also, I have respect for myself. So it's certain things and I carry myself in a professional manner because I'm very well known. You guys are watching me right now. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But you watch me every Tuesday. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I listen to me every Tuesday. I tell people go look me up. I'm a wealth consultant. I'm out there. I got ads out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different things that I do that you got to carry yourself a certain way. You got to look professional. There's certain things that you don't want to go look for, but really you should always carry yourself like that. You should always carry yourself with honor, respect. You know what I'm saying? So you know a woman that's not really, you should be able to recognize a woman that's not really connected to the source and able to really lead you to the source or connect you back with the source. And I talked about this one time too, because a lot of people say, well, why is that the woman's calling? You know what I'm saying? And people don't want to understand. They hate the fact that we are the spiritual portal between the plane of manifest and the plane of soul. You know, I don't know why they want to accept it. They had it so much when they put it in the Bible, they told you came from the rib. Even though in the beginning, he said he created male and female. So if he created male and female, why later in another chapter did he got to pull you from a rib? Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation too. We'll get into that another time. But yeah. So why is that how it's coming? Because the woman is the portal. She is the spiritual portal. It's the spiritual portal. There's no way around it. You can't build it. They trying to build some artificial ones right now. Test tube babies, because they're gonna have to be grown. There's no way for God's given life to pass through no machine. God's given, the creator's creations come through humans, women. You know what I'm saying? And yes, the man is the source. He gives them life. You know what I'm saying? The family. Do you know the sperm with the eggs? But at the end of the day, if you know how many billion sperm you got, a woman is only set with a certain amount of eggs. You know what I'm saying? That she only got a certain amount, right? So, like I said, there's several different things, and but anyway, so it's tied. So yes, we and women. That's why they say when women are more emotional. They have a deeper emotional connection than men. And that's just science. Like, that's just the way we are made. Like, that is just, you know what I'm saying? That's just the way that God created us when he created male and female in the beginning, like it says in Genesis, not coming from nobody's rib. But anyway, and so then it says the man's highest calling is to protect the woman so she is free to walk the earth unharmed. A man's lowest calling is to ambush and force his way into the life of a woman. Now that was deep. That's a whole nother thing, but that's a whole nother subject. So we're gonna have to talk about that on another day. But what that calling is, and but I was just speaking on this spiritual thing because he said you want to find somebody that's spiritually matched with you, and I really don't think that that's always the thing, because when you get into a relationship with someone, you want to be able to evolve with that person, right? You want to be able to evolve with that person, and sometimes that's growing together, and that's growing spiritually. Physically, I don't know what he meant by physically matched or things like that. You do have your types and things like that, but everybody got their own type. Beauty is an eye of the beholder, so you know what I'm saying. That don't really got nothing to do with nothing. However, I do believe that our men are systematically held down, and that we can't, if we are gonna always end up single, unmarried, if we don't learn how to get the ideal of, it's okay to have standards, but you also have to understand what we are dealing with, right? Even though there are men out there that have master degrees and, you know what I'm saying, and good paying jobs, engineers, and, you know what I'm saying, doctors, lawyers, and, you know what I'm saying, things like that or whatever. So it does happen. It's not impossible. It's just a limited amount, right? It's just a limited amount. Now, here's the real thing. It's going to take up this last 7 minutes. I'm getting to this second half of the show. And we going to talk. So anyway, but here's the real thing. People don't understand. See, they say, what are we going to be doing to fix this? And we'd be thinking about this problem and everything like that. But women mothers are the first teachers of children. Every man started out as a child. When we think about how can we fix this? We have to start raising better quality of men. Period. We have to start raising better quality of men. We're not instilling no morals in these children. We're not teaching them manners. Do you know how many kids got manners these days? Like, they don't got no manners. You're not teaching, what do we expect? Then they grow up to be these men that you are saying are ineligible for marriage. But who we mad at? Because we raising them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a double-headed sword. It's like, bro, you have to make sure that you are installing morals and respect, and not even religion, but just practices and beliefs into your children, and just stop letting the TV raise them, or the YouTube raise them, or, whatever, the radio station, the music, and things like that, or whatever, because then we get up there and we mad when we get grown and there's no eligible melanated men for the melanated woman out here. Yeah, because we're not raising them right. Like, do better. You know what I'm saying? Now, yes, that's going to help future generations. And now, but you also got to understand when it says to help build a man, they say you don't want to raise a man or whatever. Baby, I'm not going to say give me no project or whatever, but I would love just to build that bond, to even grow through those things together, to even be able to come together to where you are able to impact this person's life. Like, you could come into their life for a reason. People come into your life for a reason. You meet people for a reason, no matter where you at, no matter what that reason may be. You meet them for a reason. So when you say there's an eligible amount of melanated men for the accelerated melanated woman, that's because it's not that our standards, but we're not willing to do what we need to do as a woman to help build up or support our man how he needs to be supported. so that he can match my fly, basically. So that you can match my fly. Yeah, I ain't gonna go get nobody all the way down in the gutter, but you gotta have ambition. There's certain, and see, I think that's why women fall in love with potential so much. I think that's why women fall in love with potential so much. Because, and y'all let me know, comments, I'm reading these comments. You on my Facebook Live, I'm reading these comments. I mean, if you on Facebook Live, I'm reading these comments. If you on my Instagram Live, I'm reading these comments. So talk to me and let me know what y'all think. But yeah, I think that's why women fall in love with potential, right? And then that's what everybody tell you, don't fall in love with potential. Oh, that's your fault, you got hurt. You fell in love with potential and all this other kind of stuff. But you got to see potential in someone and what it is that they can be. Because sometimes you see something in somebody that they can't even see in themselves. You may help bring it out in him. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So we got to understand that and stop looking at somebody, judging them so quick to just say by these social, let me see, judging them by these social, what word am I looking for? By these social standards of how much money do you make? What type of car do you drive? How far did you go in school? Do you got a college degree? You know what I'm saying? All these type of things that society has put on us to make somebody feel like they're quote unquote eligible for your love or some things like that. Like you got to get to know people and things because you never know what you gonna help bring out. I don't feel like my mouth is I don't know what you're gonna help bring out in another person or what you're gonna inspire in another person. Hey, you don't know, he might not have got to that point until he met you, but you got to be there too. That's another thing. It's like you got to be there too, but you got to be there mentally, you know. And it's to me, I see it so much. Like I see it so much. And I don't try to, they be telling me I be woman bashing and I'm a woman. So I don't understand how people tell me that I be doing that. I just really see things how it is. And this the truth be told. So I got to be truthful. You know what I'm saying? This is how I feel like it's responsibility is on the woman. Like period. In a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And I think that it's a cop out for us to just want to say like, oh no, that shouldn't just be our responsibility or something like that. It's a cop out if you not want to be the creation of who God created you to be. You want to be equal. I can't stand women want to be. Y'all know I wouldn't have made it through the women's rights movement. I ain't never trying to be equal to no man. I'm not equal. You know what I'm saying? Like we were not made equally. We were made to do what we do. We were made to be who we are in this form or whatever. So no, like I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And then but that's that's the ideal that people have. And that's what makes it hard when you're thinking about dating and marriage. That's why we have less marriages between our melanated people these days. Because it's so hard, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to even get through the relationship stage. It's hard to get through the dating stage, you know, that men, they've been programmed with this idea that they're 20, women are 20 to 1 for them. So they should be able to have multiple, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women want monogamy and then, you know what I'm saying? Dudes want to be women want to be monogamous. So nobody ends up being with nobody. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking the time to actually develop to where you can get to this person that's elevated. All I'm saying with this post is don't judge a book by its cover. And what I wanted to really say on this and the thing, but I do understand what it's saying. But also women got to be in a seat. What they don't understand is it was always us. It was always us. You look back at pictures even through slavery, women jumping in front of whips. Police officers now today, you let a woman be around. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen. We always been protective of our men. Always been protective of our men. Even though a lot of them say that they don't protect us back. You know, I don't know when they didn't got out of that mindset that might have something to do with the music and stuff too. Oh my God, I gotta take a break. I don't want to. But nah, yeah, I gotta take a break. I'm gonna finish this song. We're gonna go into the I got this kind of all goes together, so it's gonna be good. The second half of this show gonna be good. So take this time to like, share this video, get your friends, call them up, tell them to get on Truth Be Told. But we're gonna take a 90-second break and I will be right back. right, and we are back. I appreciate you guys for taking the time to let us pay our bills with our sponsorships and things like that. Again, if you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure that you send us an email, kuaw985@gmail.com, or you can write us on our Facebook page, KUAW Radio. Any avenue you can get to us, our website, KUAW, www.kuaw.org. And yes, we are Kansas City's global community radio station. So help us help you. Let us know what you got going on so we can let our people know what you got going on, and everyone can be connected, and we can all do it big. Okay, so let me see. The second post that I really wanted to talk about that I have seen is about, and I'm hoping we can get through all of them. I'm probably not going to go through all of them anyway, just some of them, but it's 14 things, and it says how to calm your husband's mind. And I know the word husband, takes a lot of things or whatever. I kind of related to any relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to be a wife, you have to act like a wife or carry yourself like a wife. If you want to be a husband, you have to act like a husband, carry yourself like a husband, even though if you're technically haven't made it official yet, you know what I'm saying? Because you're somebody's husband, you're somebody's wife, you might as well act like it now, you know what I'm saying? So they can find you. That's my belief. So when it says make love to him, we understand that, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? A lot of people a lot of people use sex as a weapon. You should not. I honestly, it could never be me, because I'm not gonna, I don't know who that is, but hi, I'm not gonna punish myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why women do that. But if you're a woman and you hear me and you listening to me or you do that, don't do that. Don't use sex as a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Don't, that's not a good idea. I don't know where that concept came from. So don't do that. It says don't make the home a war zone. If coming home to you is coming home to yet another argument or fight where you explode and turn everything into an issue, he will dread coming home. And if it hurts when home is a place to run away from, not to run to. So what does that mean? Right? Be his peace. Y'all hear this all the time. And I understand a lot of people will be like, why is it always just focused on the man? He should be trying to be my peace, this, and that. I'm telling you, want to be equal, right? It's always want to be equal. But our like we were saying earlier in the first half of this show, if you didn't hear it and you just now tuning in, go back and listen to it later. You can go to the replay, comment on it. I'll talk back to you. But like I was saying in the first half of this show, we got to understand that the world is against our men. The world is afraid of our men. The world tries to systematically hold down our men. So when they come home, they got to deal with all that on the outside. They don't want to come home and deal with that on the inside too. Yeah, you might have had a problem. Yeah, you might be angry. Yeah, you might have forgot to take out the trash. I'm not saying none of that thing. I'm not saying let somebody walk all over you or anything like that. What I'm saying is learn communication. Learn your partner enough to where you know how to communicate with them, to where it's not stressful at all, to where it's comfortable. They feel vulnerable. It's peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Don't always go to you. Don't always be nagging. Don't always be yelling. Like, we have to get out of those. Those are traumatic things that we learn from generational curses, raising our voice at people, cussing people out, and things like that. That's not something you should do with your spouse. You know, and that's something that you should practice. Like, you should practice when you get mad or when you get angry. Learn how to communicate those things out instead of arguing or yelling, or, you know what I'm saying? Just be better at communication, and that's gonna help where you feel where a woman feels more of a man's peace than his like opponent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel more of a teammate than an opponent, right? So you got to do that. I feel like that is very, very important to be a man's peace. I do. And I don't, it might not feel like a lot of women probably agree with that or anything like that, but I really do feel like that, just because of how much the world puts on our men. we should be their source of peace. I just said it's always the woman that's been protective of our men in every situation. When we were going through the civil rights movement, the women right there in the front line, it's always been the women. Back in slavery, you see women jumping in front of chains. Today, you see women jumping in front of police officers. Like, it's always been our women that stood up for our men because we know the fight that they go through. And sometimes I feel like our women is starting to forget the fight that our men go through, and they need to remember so that they are able to cultivate their men. Right? Instead of bring him down and make things worse. Then you wonder why I don't want to ask you to marry him. Ask him how he is. Again, that goes into being, for some reason, women think we've been programmed, not for some reason, I know the reason. We've been programmed to think a man is supposed to romance us. Is that the right way? I don't think that's the right way. Romanticize. I don't know what the right word, but show us romance, chase us, pamper us, like spoil us. Like, it's all about me, and what you can do for me and what you do for me and how you make me feel, that we forget that. How do you make him feel? He don't never come home and ask me how my day was. Do you ask him? See, you gotta do the things that you want done to you. You have to treat people the way that you want to be treated. So don't always expect for it to just be your man coming to you. Oh, how was your day? Or you know what I'm saying? What was your day like? Or how did you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Or he don't care about me. He not paying me no attention. He don't ask me no questions. Do you ask him? Do you make him feel important? Do you make him feel like you know what I'm saying? That's important too. And we can't be like that. And I just say that we've been programmed like that because that's what they put on TV. That's what they put in the movies. That's what they put in the music. Like, that's what they make you feel like that's what it's supposed to be. And then we got all these cliche sayings. I ain't gonna chase no man. He never chased me. You know what I'm saying? He don't show me enough attention. Now it's applying pressure. He don't apply enough pressure. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, are you doing it? Are you doing it? Because baby, I apply pressure. I don't care. I don't care. If I want you, I want you. And you gonna know I want you. Period. Ain't no shame in my game. I want what I want. I'm gonna do what I want. I don't live according to nobody's rules but my own. I look hot. But yeah, I don't play about nobody's rules but my own. I do what I want to do. I don't care how it looks to nobody else or anything like that. Because you're gonna love it here. Period. If I want you, if I want you and you come over here, you're gonna love it here, especially if I want you, because I'm gonna you're gonna love it here. But anyway, organize his life. Now, this is so funny because I didn't realize how much men needed a secretary. And I can say that, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom passed away, my dad's wife passed away and everything like that. And now he's looking at me to open his mail, but all his important papers, things that's important, things like that or whatever. Like he calling me, you know what I'm saying? He on the phone with me, but these are things that my mom used to do for him, right? This is what he had his wife for. Organize his life. I didn't realize that men were so unorganized. But organize his life. Don't be afraid. Don't be, I ain't gonna be your secretary. I ain't gonna da. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, we gotta get out of that mindset. We have to do a lot of unprogramming if we want to be able here. And if we want to find these eligible melanated men, you know what I'm saying? With some things that women have to reprogram for themselves, and their thinking and their ways for themselves. So it says a lot of men can be disorganized, especially when they're going through a lot in life or have a lot going on in their mind. Men, mind you too, men don't really express their emotions like women do. So they keep a lot of things bottled up. You know what I'm saying? Like, they keep a lot of things bottled up in their mind or whatever. So a man could be going through a lot of different things and you would never even know. Like, you won't really see it unless you really, really know him. And you might see that he's acting off or something like that. But other than that, they're not going to really express it. They're not really going to really show it. I don't know if it's pride, ego. I don't know what it is. But so you got to understand that there could be a lot going on in his mind or things like that. So you just want to be, again, it goes back to what was that number 2? Don't make the home a war zone. When you help him clear the clutter and attend some of his needs without asking, he will think better. See, another thing, like we're wondering what these men be thinking, or why these men be thinking, and things like that, or whatever. And we don't understand that we don't create the environment. See, you got to create a thriving environment, right? To cultivate a relationship. If you want the relationship to grow, you have to cultivate a thriving environment. You know, and it's all about what is you're willing to do to that environment. You're going to take care of the water, the soil, the sunlight, like whatever, but you got to make a cultivating environment. It says don't attack his man cave. Basically, give people space. You want your space, give them space. Everybody's got space. You know, I'm the type like I like to be alone with somebody, if that makes sense. Like we ain't got to be talking, or you know what I'm saying? I just like to be in the same room. All right. So, you know, so we cool or whatever. Then it says, I'm just slouching. Let me fix my posture. So then it says, help him out financially. A lot of men are going through stress due to finances. Help him, not putting pressure on him to give the family a lifestyle he can't afford. So don't act all above your means and expect your man to pay for it. Especially if you can't buy it yourself. I never understood why women be expecting men to do something for them that they can't do for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that concept. Like if I can't do it for myself, I'm not going to expect you to do it for me. You know what I'm saying? If you can, that's great, but I don't have that expectation, right? And I'm not the type of woman that feel like I can't never pay for anything, or you know, I'm type that you pay for the food, I'll leave a tip, or vice versa next time, or whatever. I'll take you on a date. If I ask you on a date, I plan on paying for it. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me on a date, then, you know, I'll leave a tip or whatever. I'm prepared to go Dutch. Trust. You got to be prepared to go Dutch these days. I ain't gonna speak on that. But no, real quick, because it was this video going around, dude took this girl out or whatever and just bought his food. Like they sitting there talking or whatever. He went up there, ordered his food. She was like, maybe he ordered me some, came back. He got his food only. And you know what I'm saying? That was it. You got to be prepared to go Dutch, ladies, because listen, these men out here is on some other stuff, right? Especially if you ain't putting out. You're going to put it like that. So help him out financially. Don't stress your man by trying to put too much pressure on your man. And then it's like you force him to go do something that you probably really don't want him to do. Something illegal or something like that, just because all the pressure that you put on him to keep your hair done, your nails done, your Gucci this, Tom Flair this. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff that people into these days or whatever. But don't be that woman. Be your own woman. And then especially when we talking about like what we were talking about in the first half, women, we are financially accelerating faster than men. You know what I'm saying? Than our men. So I don't even know why we would have those type of expectations on our men. You know what I'm saying? To even be able to do that, right? And I just feel like, you know, as women, we deny, like we don't really know what's going on in the world. Like we don't know the struggle that they have. You know, it's like we don't want to acknowledge it. So it says affirm him. Men can get tired, a man can go through a burnout, a man can question himself, a man can worry, a man can get discouraged, which is why it's important for you to remind him of his greatness, celebrate his achievements, and tell him how proud you are of him. This motivates him. Yeah, I mean that's self-explanatory, right? Everybody likes affirmation or compliments and you know what I'm saying, things like that. I say whatever, you know, stay faithful to him. Well, we know that should be common sense, right? That should be common sense. Be easy to talk to. See, I have put this comment, I'll put this thing on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, I put this post up on Facebook about small talk, right? And it's either like you got to understand, see, it says be easy to talk to. See, a lot of women ain't easy to talk to. One, we got the rest and be face. So we kind of, sometimes we look mad or look like we irritated or something like that, and we might not even really be, you know, or then when you are, the way you handle it, the way you talk, you know, and then it's like, if you always turn something about you, you're not really trying to listen to what it is that he's saying or anything like that, or make it think, or like you're interested in what he's saying. But if they trust you and they feel vulnerable enough, they will open up to you. But you, like I said, you have to create that environment, and no, you don't have to make him feel that way. You're not responsible for how someone else is feel, but you are responsible for the environment you create to create if in that space to make him feel comfortable enough, because it's in all of us to feel comfortable enough to allow that to come out. Because that's all it is. It's the same thing with women. We have to feel comfortable enough. I'm sorry, my throat. But we want to feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So same thing with him. You gotta create this environment to where you are showing that, or to where that will be acceptable and receptive of what it is that we're doing. And so then it says smile, kiss, massage, and memories. A lot of physical stuff it gets into or whatever. But like I said, that's also because of the programming of what we think that for, you know, that saying, you know how they say that saying that says, what is it? I'm trying to think. I just had it on the tip of my tongue and then I started looking at something. Dang, I lost it. I lost my train of thought. But because I took this thing off and I don't know what the thing is. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I lost it. Sorry. Must not meant for me to say to you guys today. Lost the whole train of thought right there. I'm gonna get it back when I go back and listen to this show. But anyway, so when we're saying that, it's like I feel like it was important for me to just talk about this or whatever too, because we do see so many failed relationships, especially like when children being involved. We're not seeing a lot more marriages amongst our people. We have all these things stacked against us, you know. So in order to fix this shortage of men, or to fix this shortage of eligible melanated men, one, we need to take off that word eligible, right? We got to take off that word eligible, because what is eligible? What are your requirements? You know, we got to change our standards and what our requirements are, because their thing is so surface level, right? It's so surface level. And we have to learn how to move off of what not necessarily what we want or what we want to happen, but what we know can happen. Well, have faith. It's the faith, man, faith. Yeah, I think that's the yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed my show today. I really don't have much more to talk about. I might have to end a little bit early, but it's only 5 minutes, so it'll be all right. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in to my show. Again, if you're watching this on a replay, watching me live, anything like that, please go back, watch the first half of the show, comment, talk back to me. I'm gonna leave you guys real quick with, of course, the Holy Covenant of Asiatic Nation, and we'll be up out of here. So ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother have given ye suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with our brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy Father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all, and your love to each other. Peace.